I grew up in the little village of Hurleyville, New York, up in the Catskills. My father died when I was 5. My mother died when I was 12. That was during the Great Depression. I had no immediate living relatives. I was an only child, so I was put in the child welfare program, which in the 1930s was not quite what it is today. So when I graduated high school, I was 17 years old. I enlisted in the Army the next week just to get out of that town.
On December 21, 1944, Army Private Francis Currey and his platoon were ordered to defend a bridge near Malmedy, Belgium. The 19-year-old automatic rifleman and his fellow soldiers anticipated little resistance.
They suggested to my company commander that you just leave a squad here to guard this bridge. They said tanks cannot operate in this terrain, and the most you're going to get is a few infantrymen infiltrating. Well, about 4 o'clock the next morning, here come German tanks bumper to bumper. The first thing we noticed was this one German tank broke through, and he's coming down the road, and I'm in a foxhole right beside the bridge, and this German tank is coming at me, and the German commander is standing up in the tank, I'm down below the bridge, and he's looking at me. Well, I was a Browning automatic rifleman at the time, and I opened up on him, buttoned him up, and he went across the bridge. We got the heck out of there into this factory building. Well, it was a standoff factory. There were a bunch of windows on the first floor, and we would fire from a window and then move to another window and fire down. They'd fire back, the tank would fire. And they thought there were a lot more of us there, so finally one tank came right up in front of us, this American captured tank. There had been an anti-tank platoon with a cannon. They got overrun, but their vehicle was still parked where we were, and I got a bazooka off it, and me and this other fellow went out, and I fired, and very fortunate. I could probably have done it 1,000 times again. The bazooka round went between the turret and the chassis and froze it, so they couldn't turn it, so they had to scoot out.
Currey advanced forward, killing 3 Germans in the doorway of an enemy-held house. Moving alone to within 50 yards of the house, he stood and fired a shot that demolished half a wall, revealing 5 Americans who had been pinned down for hours.
And then 3 other German tanks pulled up. Well, I went over to this half-track, and they had a whole case of anti-tank grenades, which I was able to get close enough to them 3 tanks. Now, an anti-tank grenade was supposed to knock out a tank. Believe me, it will not knock out a tank. All it does, it hits the tank, it makes a hell of a noise, a lot of flame, a lot of smoke, but it scares the hell out of the crew, and they abandoned the tanks. So they gave me credit for all 3 tanks, because they abandoned them.
Their tanks destroyed and their casualties mounting, the Germans were forced to withdraw, and under Currey's covering fire, the 5 soldiers were able to escape to safety. Currey was still in Europe when he got word about the Medal of Honor. However, President Truman was unavailable to do the honors.
One morning, one of the division headquarters said, "The general wants to see you up in his office." So I go up. Well, there is General Lee and General Hobbs, who was my division commander. So they're talking to me. So Lee said to me, he says, "Sergeant, that Leland here and I were classmates at West Point, and would you mind if he presented you the medal?" So my division commander actually presented it to me. The advice I give my grandchildren, I've given my son, do the best you can and try to do one better. I think I can sum it up very quickly. I hope that my country can be as proud of me as I am proud of my country.